I'm Fong from Group 2.
Hi, my name is Tan Ziwei from Group 2.
In this video, we will show our finished prototype for the project keyword spotting system, and here it is, the microcontroller, the input hardware microphone, and the output device, L2 LCD display to show the result to the user. This system is able to detect certain keywords spoken by the user. The firmware is implemented on a MKEL F446RE microcontroller manufactured by ST Microelectronics. One of the highlights in this project is that we were able to run a neural network on this tiny little board, which has only 512 KB of flash memory and 128 KB of SRAM.
Firstly, we will examine the operation of the microphone and how we process the input audio signal. Then, we will look into the feature extraction algorithm, which attempt to characterize the important feature of the input audio data. Next, we will look into the neural network, which is the brain of our firmware. And finally, we will look into the experiment data regarding the accuracy of this system. This video will then conclude in a short demo of our prototypes. The microphone that we are using to capture the spoken command given by the user is I2S MEMS microphone SPH0645 LM4H. First, the amplifier buffers the output voltage of the MEMS to provide a stable signal. Next, the sigma delta converter converts the analog audio signal into a pulse density modulated signal. Then, the decimator converts the PDM to multi-bit pulse code modulated signal PCM. And finally, there are low-pass filter and tri-state control, which remove high-frequency component in the signal and determine whether the data pin is driven respectively. In order to obtain the data from the microphones, we are using the HAL API provided by the STM Microelectronics. The data format of the output generated by the mic is I2S Philips 24 bits with MSB first. Therefore, the API requires two 16-bit long buffers to capture one sample. However, since the data position of this microphone is only 18 bits, the last 14 bits of the second buffer are padded with zeros. In order to get the correct input data, we have written an algorithm to process the input. Due to the nature of the I2S communication standard, half of the time we will receive zero value sample from the microphone, because I2S alternate between left and right channel in the transmission of data. Therefore, we check whether the buffer is zero valued. In addition, we also eliminate buffer contain data matching the number in the set A, which are in decimal form 16384, negative 16384, and negative 32768. These numbers are so-called leftover, as the data position of the microphone is 18-bit, but we only need the first 16-bit. After obtaining 16,000 samples, the data is then passed to the keyword spotting system part.
With the input audio signal ready, it is time for the system to extract features from this data. The objective of these features coefficients are to capture the overall characteristic of this audio signal in a form such that the neural network inside the firmware is able to study and make educated guess later on. First, fast Fourier transform is performed on the audio signal and the power spectrum is computed. Next, MEL filter banks are applied on the power spectra to obtain the spectrogram. Now, log is applied to the spectrogram values. This operation is motivated by the fact that we don't hear loudness on a linear scale. This means that large variations in the sound energy may not sound all that different if the sound is loud to begin with. Therefore, the log operation attempts to mimic that. Finally, discrete cosine transform is applied. The objective of DCT, discrete cosine transform, is to decorrelate the log filter bank energies as the filter bank coefficients are highly correlated. The end result is MFCC, or male frequency central coefficients. After extracting the coefficients MFCC from the audio signal, we feed it to a neural network. The architecture of the neural network in our firmware is a depthwise separable convolutional neural network, which is shown in this slide. Each DS curve layer in this figure is a combination of 4 layers, which is depthwise convolutional layer, batch normalizations and rectified linear unit, pointwise convolutional layer, and another batch normalizations and another rectified linear unit. Each function in this neural network is implemented by using the kernels provided by CMSIS and an library, which is a software library developed by ARM. After the neural network classifies the input audio signal, the result is printed on a LCD display via I2C communication protocol. Finally, we also did an experiment to measure the accuracy of the keyword spotting system. Overall, it did pretty well and scoring quite high percentage in most of the keywords. However, it did rather poorly when the user uttered left or yes. The result of the experiment is summarized in the next chart. Yes, no, stop, go, off, off, on, right, up, up, down, down, stop, yes, go.